Assalamu alaikum, this is me Assalam and you're watching my YouTube channel RILS. I'm the expert trainer of IELTS, PTE, IELTS life skill with A1, A2, B1, B2 and C1 and C2 and all other language proficiency exams. Now in this video, I'm going to disclose the secrets of speaking English fluently and confidently. Now let's get to start with today's video. But before we move ahead, so those individuals who find it difficult to convey their message across and they think that they have got a wide range of vocabulary and top of that they have got a good command over the basic rules of grammar, but they still fail to communicate their message across confidently within no time, and they always get hesitant to convey their message to the people. So this video is for all of you, those who find it difficult to convey your message and you feel or stuck in communicating your message across to individuals. And top of that, I would also say that those who think that they while speaking, when they communicate their message across to someone, the words do not accompany them. So this video is for all of you. Now let's get to start with the first secret. Now the first secret of speaking English fluently is to listen more and more. Now anything in English that you listen to any native speaker, either you watch animated movies, you go for the cartoons, you go for some other movies, or you go for any news stories in the news channels. So these activities of listening will actually enhance your exposure to that particular language which you are intending to learn, and this will store lots of information with regards to the language, some real life experiences which you actually see in front of your eyes or you listen to. They store automatically in your mind and you start acquire a language. But on the other hand, if you go for learning the language, so it becomes a very much difficult job to first get to comprehend all the basic rules and then get to speak. So you always get hesitant because your mind doesn't accompany you while you speak before others. Now listening anything in English will give you a bit of confidence. Let me give you one example in order to make you understand about this, that you might have witnessed that some of the individuals, like you see that if a child is born in one family, like if that child is born in a Spanish family and that child is taken away by an English family to a different country where English is spoken, or like those people who have taken that child, so they speak English with the Spanish born child, but that child, when he or she grows up, so he or she will not speak in Spanish. That child would surely speak in English language. Why? Because that language was in his or her surrounding all the time, and he was acquiring that language rather than learning complicated grammar rules or working on words meaning or some other traditional set of activities that mostly learners do in order to learn a language. Now you have to avoid it and you have to only listen in English at least 2 to 3 hours a day. When you listen anything in English, that is going to really give you a bit of confidence, and also it will boost your vocabulary. Now the second point is read aloud. Now I really get to practice all the time whenever I see a passage or a text, so I do read it aloud. Most of the individuals who do silent reading, this activity is not going to be that beneficial or fruitful as compared to reading aloud, because when you read aloud, most of the words which are not fixed to your tongue and you're not used to communicate them, but when you see in loud reading and you do it, so your mind gets used to it automatically with the passage of time and you start speaking English fluently, because these words now get to fix on your tongue and you in a smooth way try to communicate all those words which you find them difficult to convey at the start of your communication. So try to read anything, a passage or article or a news story or from any textbook. You take one particular topic and you try to read it aloud twice, thrice, multiple times, and that is going to give you lots of benefits in terms of your flow of your communication. So because most of the time we don't read and we don't listen, and we top of that just only learn grammar and with words meaning, so this activity or these activities would not benefit that much as compared to when you just listen and read aloud. Now the third secret that I'm going to share with you is that use tongue twisters. Now most of the individuals, they are not aware of that. What are the tongue twisters? The tongue twisters are actually the exercise for the tongue to get used to a particular language and how the words have to be sounded and what is actually the way to produce these sounds of the words which you communicate on daily basis. So now in this case, like when you learn the tongue twisters, they can give you a bit of experience, and initially I would say that you would find it difficult to convey these words or this full of phrase which you have in the form of tongue twister, always difficult. But when you get used to, your mind and your tongue get used to it, so then you are not going to face any difficulty to convey that particular phrase or expression, which we call it a tongue twister. Now let me give you one or two examples. Like we'll say that she sells seashells on the seashore. So this is actually a tongue twister where you get confused with sometimes you're speaking that word see with the she, and that see, she, see. This type of making sound like when you go for, so this is going to be really challenging task for individual at initial stages. But when you get used to speaking such expressions, your tongue gets used to it and it easily pronounces all such difficult expressions which you find them. Now another expression that for tongue twister that I would like to give you, it's a pink lorry, yellow lorry, pink lorry, yellow lorry, pink lorry, yellow lorry. So in this case, when you speak like it with fluently, it means that you have got the courage to speak anything in English fluently, and try to make longer sentences, to speak them in one go, in one breath. Try to read anything aloud, like a paragraph or a short paragraph. You need to speak it in one single breath. Now the fourth aspect is avoid accuracy at the start. Now most of the individuals, they always are concerned with their accuracy, that they always try to speak correct expressions according to the grammatical rules. It is impossible. Like when you start caring about your accuracy, it would surely hurt your fluency. So you should not worry about at all that your fluency would you have to maintain your accuracy in your communication, but you should rather focus on your fluency. The more you are fluent in English, with the passage of time, you try to get to learn about the tactics, that how you can improve well and how to correct yourself. And when you are not speaking at that time, you can consider all your mistakes that you usually commit and try not to commit them next time. So this is another valid or very beneficial or fruitful strategy that you can adopt in order to get rid of that hesitation that you face in your communication while speaking with others. Now the fifth point is think and speak in English. Now anything that you go for in English, you try to think in English, because lots of time you see that most of the expressions that you use in your own mother tongue or language, so you cannot convert them into any other language. And especially it's the case for, because there are certain concepts which are taken into account in the other language differently, and you cannot exactly translate your expression into English word by word, because it doesn't make a sense to the English people. So in this case, you really have to be very careful about that. You need to think in English and speak in English. Try not to first, because most of the time you have seen that we as non-native speakers, we always do think in our own language and then we convert it into English and then we communicate that message to some people. And this by doing this, like, our mind takes time and it gets most of the time confused, and it gets hesitant to perform its function. Like your neuro system, it fails to perform its function. This is why you will say that I always find it difficulty to convey my message across fluently in English. So you need to think in English and speak in English. Now, the sixth strategy that I would like to share with you is avoid the use of your own dictionary. Now, if you have the dictionary of your own language, or you think that it has got the English meaning with that, or English explanation, or there is an English word and it has the Urdu explanation, so you're not supposed to buy such dictionary. Even if you have your Android phone, you try to download the dictionary which has the English words and English interpretation, because that English interpretation of any particular word will give you lots of synonyms, antonyms. It will they will give you that word in the form of sentence, and you can easily get to know about that, how this expression is used and how this word is used in the communication. So please try to buy or install or download that dictionary which you think that can benefit you a lot. Now let's move to the seventh point, which is also very much important, and that is have confidence in you. Now, having confidence in you, what do I mean by this? That whenever you have confidence, you can learn anything. But if you don't have confidence, you're shy individual and you think that I can't do it, so of course you can't do it. But if you have got the courage and anything that in English you have in your mind and you speak it, this will give you an opportunity to speak English fluently. And when you have like when you have a fear inside you that I would go incorrectly grammatically and I lack some vocabulary, and maybe that person to whom I'm speaking minds my language or whatever the expressions that I'm communicating, so you cannot actually go for fluent speaking. So it's better to have confidence in you that whatever you speak, it is right and correct. With the passage of time, you will get to correct yourself. Now, number 8 point, and the last point that I would like to share with you for speaking English fluently, is to create a group and speak on various topics. Like you try to make a group of 2-3 individuals and try to find out those fellows or individuals whom you think that they are also interested in learning English and they are dedicated, committed to their task. So try to explore and try to find out such people in your group, and try to keep on daily basis certain number of topics which you think that can be discussed, and try to put arguments and have got a bit of debate over such topics, and that debate will give you much more confidence to express, to reflect your thoughts before others. And for that you would need some vocabulary. So of course vocabulary always matters. If you don't have vocabulary, you have everything, confidence and everything, so still you would be unable to communicate in English. So try to expand your vocabulary. But how you're going to expand your vocabulary, I've already told you the first 2 steps. One is listening and the other is the reading aloud. So from reading and listening, you can get to expose yourself to the wide range of vocabulary in English. Either you read a newspaper on a daily basis, but whatever you do regarding the receptive skills, so you try to keep consistent and regular and do such exercises. Inshallah, these all activities going to help you, and these 8 secrets will equip you with the lot of, or the fusion of the vocabulary in cluster of the sentences that you would confidently communicate to others. So this is all from my side about this particular topic. If you still find any difficulty in any particular related problem of fluency, and you're not exploring too many vocabulary, or you find it difficult to convey, you have everything, but the time of speaking you find it difficult to convey your message, so try to focus on these points, and it will take time. It doesn't mean that within a day or a week or a month you will improve yourself. It would surely take time, but all you have to be consistent, perseverant, regular, honest, dedicated, so then you can achieve your goal. So I hope this video was informative, but still you find any query with regards to this particular topic, so you may feel free to type in the comment box below, and also subscribe to my channel and like and share my video and press the bell icon button for more videos. Thank you so much. Wish you all the luck. See you in the next video.